Good afternoon, guys. This is Parag Kapdi with another video on an interesting topic in charting. I hope you like it. Before we start, just a quick disclaimer that I'm not a financial advisor, and I do a series of educational videos on technical analysis and charting topics from time to time. Yeah, these are not recommendations to buy or sell. So please do your own research and please consult your financial advisor before taking any action, right? So this is very important. So please keep this in mind. Most of every video that I do, mostly I try to introduce new technical analysis terms into the people who like to watch such kind of analysis, right? So please keep this in mind. Let's start. Today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to discuss about A2 Milk. It is one of those companies which has fallen from grace quite hard, right? If you look at the top of $20 last year to a low of $5.04 just a few months ago. So this has been one of those charts which has just been on a massive slide. So why would we discuss something which is so badly like it has lost all respect, as one would say. Well, sometimes if you can find something which can show some reversal, then it's best to trust yourself and go for it, right? So this is why I am sharing this video with you as to what I have seen and what I like about it. So there are two parts to this. The first one, I would call it as a pure technical analysis, educational part, yeah. And the second one, let's call it as something else. If once we reach that stage, I'll tell you what it is, right? So let's go to pure technical analysis and see, do we have anything which can suggest that this massive fall of 75% has been arrested, right? Like, do we have anything in simple technical terms that can show that, right? This is a weekly chart. Let me go to the daily. This will be much more easier. So if you look here, this last few days have been very interesting. So what we see out here in this was the low. Let me put some price tag out here. Price label. $5.25 was the low. And this was on Tuesday. Since then, we have had three strong buys, three strong candles which have shown that the buyers have come into control and the price has gone up by 10%. And this formation that you see out here, this formation that you see of three green candles, yeah, surprisingly, it's called as three white soldiers, right? It's a very old terminology, and what it says that this slide of in price is now been arrested by three white soldiers, and it is formed at the bottom where for three consecutive days you see green candles, and in this three candles, say the first candle, we don't know that three soldiers are being formed. In the second one, what happens is that the price opens within this first candle and has a strong close. In the third candle, the same thing. The price opens within the body of the second candle and has a strong close. So every single day we fulfilled that criteria, and the close was right at the top of the day's range. So we haven't seen some large, like you see this large shadow up here. So it's not like that. We are closing near the top. So this fulfills the requirement for being a three white soldier pattern. and this sometimes, I wouldn't say sometimes, this many a times it denotes the end of a fall. Now, how, like where will it go? This cannot tell you the target about it, right? The target is not the criteria for this pattern. The pattern is just shows that this fall all the way from, in this case, let's say this was the high, recent high, $7.38 to $5.25, yeah, can be considered to be over. So what, and there's one more thing. Let's switch to the weekly. Let me remove volume for now. Or let's keep volume. Volume is important. Let me just zoom in. Let's remove this, not required for now. Yeah. So if you look here, this weekly candle has engulfed the previous two weekly bars, right? So this is a bullish engulfing, and it has taken out two previous red candles. So that is another very, very bullish reversal pattern. Yeah. So there's something to keep in mind. And what would I like to see? So we have seen the daily, we have seen the weekly, yeah, and let's see the monthly also, right? As you guys know, I look at all three time frames. So what do I want to see in this month? So this is we have got 4 trading days next week in this. So what I want to see is, this was the closing. This was the highest closing of $6 we have had since this big fall, right? So whenever we had this big fall, let me remove this, not required. So when we had this constant falling, $6 was the highest closing price on the monthly in June. So this is September. We are at $5.72. So still quite a bit away, like 30 cents away. But for some reason, if we see a close above $6 in September itself, then this will be a very major bullish sign for us. So 3 things: 3 white soldiers, bullish engulfing which has taken out 2 previous weeks, and 4 more days, yeah, to see whether a close can be had above $6. I won't mind if it closes $6.01 also. Anything higher is just a bonus. Yeah. So 3 time frames to look at it, and that means that we can start trusting this, right? So far, every time there has been any recovery, it has just resulted in more and more falls. Yeah. So probably it will come into the focus of many other people who are following it. So something you guys can keep an eye on. 4 more days, and if $6 plus, we can have some the monthly chart in our favor also. So as I said, there are 2 parts to this video. The first part is over. This was a simple technical analysis to see whether there is any chance of a recovery, right? Now comes the second part. Yeah. So for the second part, I wouldn't call it technical analysis, right? I would probably call it as what do I call it? Let's call it as a fantasy analysis, right? Why fantasy analysis? Because what I'm about to show you is, let me remove volume. Volume is not required for now. What I'm about to show you is something which let's say, have you heard about peer comparison, right? So when you say there are 2 companies, let's pick up 2 mining giants in Australia. So you say BHP and Rio. If you look at the charts, most of the time their charts are quite similar. Yeah. If one is going up, the other is also going up. one is falling, the other is falling. And this happens in real time. Like if BHP has gone up by 2% overnight, Rio also probably has gone up by 2%. If BHP has fallen by 1%, Rio has also fallen by 1%. So they keep in tandem with each other because they have got similar product range, and they are in the similar markets, and they do their working is quite similar. That is why uh, we can compare these peers. A2 milk. Let's see what we have, right? I was looking at the chart of Bellamy. Yeah, if you guys remember Bellamy, it was another milk company which was taken over last year. Yeah, and I found this chart online. The credit of this chart, of this beautiful chart, goes to a guy or a girl called uh, Snipping Rabbit, right? So this is not my chart. It is Snipping Rabbit's chart. I tried finding this person, but I could not. So so just to let you know, this is not my chart, right? So all credit goes to Snipping Rabbit. So now let's see what we see. This is also a weekly chart. This is also a weekly chart, right? So same milk stock. Yeah, again, this was falling for a long time. Yeah, then you see our A2 milk, very similar pattern. Then this forms a base and it goes up. I'm talking about BAL. Yeah, same thing has happened in A2 milk, goes up. We have seen this kind of a fall again. Yeah, another short rise out here, another short rise up here. Yeah, and then another fall. We've got another fall, and then a recovery. Yeah, and then this recovery. So we have had, this is the recovery that I was talking about, right? Like we have talked about in the previous part of this video. So now what happened with BAL was, all of a sudden there was a takeover. So there was a surprise takeover approach from China, Mengniu Dairies. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong, but uh, and then the company was delisted. It was gone. So it's, same thing has been happening in the case of A2 milk also. There are talks, right? Rumors that this is a takeover target. And we don't know, like we as retail, we will be the last person to know whether A2 milk will get taken over, or whether A2 milk will remain as A2 milk on NZX and ASX. Yeah, but this chart pattern is so similar that I had to share it with you guys, right? The only thing different out here is, once A2 milk, once BAL fell, this whole pattern took around 8-9 months. So here it has not happened for 8-9 months. We are probably in month number 3 or 4 out here, right? So will A2 milk also get taken over? I don't know, but the similarities are just too obvious, right? Like the same industry, same chart pattern, same talks of takeover of A2 milk. In this case, I don't remember BAL. There was not much rumor about it being taken over or anything. This just was actually a surprise. Here, there is no element of surprise. So there could be, there probably may not be a takeover. There may be a takeover. Who knows? But from our side, as technical traders, I don't. To be very honest, I'm not following this company much on the fundamental side, right? So please do your own research on the fundamental side. There could be something fundamentally happening. I am not too aware of that, right? There could be talks which are actually happening about this takeover. again, I'm not privy to that. I am just a very, very small time trader and an investor. But for me, even if this takeover was not part of the bigger picture, yeah, there is enough signal in this for me to at least enter this stock, right? Which is what, as I said, my disclosure that I am holding this stock and I'm bullish. So if even if I did not know this chart about BAL, I would still have taken this entry. But after studying this chart, yeah, and looking at the similarity, yeah, I just leave it up to you guys whether am I onto something, right? Like, do you guys think that whether I'm up to something, or whether this is just pure coincidence and nothing else, right? So yeah, let's see how it goes. If it gets taken over, so be it. If it does not get taken over, so be it. For me, buying around the low fives was a no-brainer. And after what I've seen, and if I see $6 plus this month itself, then probably it will be just on the monthly chart. There'll be one more entry in it for me. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and as usual, please leave your comments. Please leave your comments in this, or if you follow me on Twitter, happy to answer anything. And if you have got any such stocks that you want to get analyzed, please share. I don't mind doing it so that we all can learn something from it. And if you know about the fundamentals about A2 milk, please post. We can include that also in the discussion. Happy to look at it from all angles. So yeah, thank you guys. Hope you enjoyed, and see you in the next one.